Hello dear friends, welcome to my channel. So this channel is meant for those who are preparing for UGC NET or SLAT of English, or those who are fond of English literature are also welcome here. And today we are going to discuss some objective type questions. We are going to start with the age of Chaucer because that I think is the right point to start our preparation with. So let us start without wasting any more time. So we are going to discuss some multiple choice questions pertaining to the age of Chaucer. So the first question, as you see before the screen, is a sort of wit that ridicules the follies and vices of man is called as. We have four options: irony, elegy, satire, monologue. A sort of wit that ridicules the follies and vices of man. So its answer is satire. Because satire is meant to correct the ways of a person or the ways of society by means of making fun of, or by means of pointing finger at the follies and vices of that man or that age. Question number 2 is Vox Clementis is a Latin work of John Gower, Aesop, John Dryden, John Ball. So because this question pertains to the age of Chaucer, so there is only one person who belongs to the age of Chaucer, and that is John Gower, who's also known as Moral Gower. Vox Clementis was written in Latin. We have to pay attention to this also. So question number 3 is, who said that Chaucerian inferiority is well marked in satire as in anything else? So its right answer is Hugh Walker. Because this is a quotation, so we have to memorize it. So be very particular about remembering the quotations, because you just have to remember it, you just have to memorize the quotations. Question number 4, Confessio Amantis is a work by John Dryden, Langland, John Gower, John Wycliffe. So its right answer is John Gower. He wrote it and it was his only work written in English. Confessio Amantis by John Gower was written in English during the 14th century. John Gower was a close friend and colleague of Chaucer, and they both had very close association with each other. So Confessio Amantis was also written in English almost at the same time when the Canterbury Tales was written by Chaucer. So question number 5, New Learning was brought to England in the year 1391, 1499, 1453 or 1451. Its right answer is 1499, because this was the year when Erasmus came to England. This question is related to the visit of England by Erasmus. So 1499 is the correct answer here. And next question is, Confessio Amantis is a dash work: Greek, Hebrew, Latin and English. As I told you, it was written in English by John Gower. So English is the correct answer. Question number 7, Romantic movement had its symptoms in Aesop, Shakespeare's plays, 15th century ballads and or Johnson. So 15th century ballads is the right answer here, because the ballads in a way are the shortened form of romantic poems. So 15th century ballads, option number C is the right answer. Question number 8, Vox Clementis of Gower is a dash work: German, Latin, Greek, English. Here, Vox Clementis by Gower is a Latin work. It was written in Latin, whereas Confessio Amantis was written in English. And he had another work, Speculum Meditantis. It was written in French work. So there are three works by John Gower. Speculum Meditantis, written in French, Vox Clementis, written in Latin, and Confessio Amantis, written in English. So you have to remember all these three works. So next question is question number 9. Langland's Piers the Plowman is a satire on clergy, women's hypocrisy, oligarchy, and peasants' revolt. Its right answer is clergy, because Langland meant it for religious reform. So clergy is associated with religion. Clergy is the right answer here. Question number 10. Confessio Amantis contains lines. How many lines does this work contain? 1400, 2400, 4000, 14,000. Here 14,000 is the right answer because it is a huge work, one of the biggest written during the 14th century. So 14,000 lines is the right answer. Question number 11. Dash presented the fear caused by peasants' revolt. Gower, Langland, John Ball, John Wycliffe. As a writer, Gower presented the fear caused by peasants' revolt, whereas John Wycliffe is not the right answer because John Wycliffe was associated with the translation of the Bible, whereas William Langland wrote allegory. What was the title of his allegory? William Langland, I've forgotten it. We'll discuss it later on. So Gower is the right answer here. Question number 12. Chaucer dedicated his treatise on the astrolabe to his son, father, wife, beloved. So he dedicated his treatise to his son named Lewis, who had died quite young. So next question is, Henry IV reigned during 1397 to 1405, 1399 to 1413, 1377 to 99, 1327 to 77. So its right answer is 1399 to 1413. Henry IV reigned from 1399 to 1413, and he was preceded by Richard II from 1379 to 1399, and Edward III was, I think, one of the most important rulers who ruled during the reign of during the age of Chaucer. He lived from 1330 something to 1377. 2 years before the peasants' revolt, he died, and thereafter he was succeeded by his grandson Richard II, who was a weak king in a way. He was deposed by Henry IV, his cousin. So Henry IV, who was a cousin to Richard II, started ruling England from 1399, and he reigned up to 1433. Hereafter Henry V came to the scene. So its right answer is 1399 to 1413. And Chaucer died in 1270, 1347, 1400, 1450. So its correct answer, I think all you know, and that is 1400. He died in the year 1400 and he was born in the year 1340. So he lived almost for 60 years. So next question is question number 15. Chaucer used his rhyme royal stanza in his. Rhyme royal stanza is a 7-line you can say stanza. None of these. Book of the Duchess, Canterbury Tales, and Troilus and Cressida. Its right answer is Troilus and Cressida. It was written in rhyme royal stanza, whereas Canterbury Tales was written in heroic couplet, and Book of the Duchess, if I am not wrong, was written in octosyllabic couplet. So here the correct option is D, Troilus and Cressida. House of Fame is a work by Chaucer, Shakespeare, Gower, or John Wycliffe. So House of Fame is a work by Chaucer. Chaucer is the correct option here. Next, Chaucer referred to the stormy people in. Here, stormy people is a reference to the peasants' revolt. Clerk's Tale, option A. Monk's Tale, B. Parson's Tale, C. Nun's Priest's Tale, D. So here, stormy people was a reference to peasants' revolt in Clerk's Tale. Clerk's Tale is the right answer. Next, question number 18. Parliament of Fowls is the portrait of Chaucer, Donne, Spenser, John Wycliffe. I think there is some error in the question. It has to be Parliament of Fowls is the portrait by Chaucer. Chaucer is the correct option or answer here. Next, question number 19. In the Clerk's Tale, stormy people refers to, so here we have come to know about the reference of stormy people, which was in Clerk's Tale. So, refers to peasants' revolt. The very first option is the right answer. There are some other options given to us like religious reformation, adventurists, voyagers. Here clearly the correct option is A, peasants' revolt. Stormy people referred to peasants' revolt in the Clerk's Tale. So next question is question number 20. Romance of the Rose or Romance of the Rose is written by Henryson, Langland, Chaucer, Gower. So here the correct answer is Chaucer. Romance of the Rose was written by Chaucer. Question number 21. In Chaucer's characters, Dash is shown to be in great love for gold. Innkeeper, doctor of physic, merchant, the monk. So I think you all know that doctor of physic was in love with gold because it was to be used for medicine, and he was also fond of it. He wanted to hoard as much gold as possible. So B, doctor of physic is the correct option.